Read the disclaimer. Hello everyone and welcome to the weekend review where we recap the previous week. Haha, and anything extra. Small delay of the stream. Just preparing everything and just making sure the connection is stable. You know how it is. It's always something. But this week in particular, they got DranBuster news. We got a little bit of a closer look at the stuff. I even did, I think, an infographic. I don't know. Yeah, I did import them. Okay, good. So that means I actually was prepared this time. So in the meantime, the past zankye is going to be there while I'm setting it up. But this week we had a lot of the Hasbro news. I wasn't able to get much on anything else for North America, for the US at least. There's no real dates or anything. I mean, the prices we pretty much got. So, I mean, that's most of everything. Because whatever basically a booster is, which is a single, or a 2-pack, you then after just do oh my god, now we're getting really meta. And then you do the math in between. There's 2 Zankcasts this week because I previously kind of, what was it? It was kind of on like last Friday, I kind of just died because of the weather in Canada. I think that was when I kind of had a little bit of a cold. And then after, I was kind of dead on the Monday, and then I slowly recovered. So then after, that's why you got 2 of the Zankcasts for that week. So if you want to see the long ramble on Beyblade X for the anime and the manga, that's where me and Izuma take 2 hours of your time. Speaking of which, mallofbays.com, there's got to be something left that I actually have of Wizard Rod and whatever. If not, there is Beyblade Burst stuff. I have to keep mentioning this because I'm trying to get rid of the Beyblade Burst stuff. So if you're interested, check it out. We have Wizards. We have some Wizard left, and we have some Hammer left. So if you're trying to snag, those are the only ones that are left available, because DranBuster is fini until we get closer to March. But aside from that, aside from the store plug, which obviously I appreciate any support regardless, we're gonna go over the small ones. So obviously, I'm just carrying over from the previous week because every single time I cover something, we usually get like a little teensy bit more of information. So Drigger-S, very lovely. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer to Beyblade Day, you know. So that's at least the nice thing. We are over 2 weeks away from it, which is the 21st. So this is when they announced the release date. If you're wondering what the release date is, if the set is April 27th, you can safely assume that everything is going to be on that time, and that's a little reveal thing. I'm still disappointed we did not get Dragoon-S with the 3 protagonists, and they didn't do anything about it. So there's the Storm Pegasus silhouette, which you've seen 50 times, and the Valkyrie one, which this time you don't got to see the Photoshop. So this time you get to see it normal. So for any Burst fans, you get to eventually see your Bey remade in the X system. It is pretty surreal to think Burst getting like a remake in Beyblade X. I remember when I was a lot younger, when we're in the drought, because a lot of people don't know this unless you're like a super OG, but there was a good gap between the end of the Metal Saga to Burst. So it was just dead zone for content for anything, and then after once Burst came along, the Burst generation really did help out the channel quite a bit. So I obviously have appreciation for Burst, but it's so crazy to think we're getting remakes. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It feels nuts when you think about how many years has passed since Burst. And a couple more, it'll be close to 10 years. It's been going on like, what, over 7 years, man. God damn. Woof! Okay, now from there, where are we going? Ah, perfect. We'll be going here. So they basically finally did, well, I mean, I say finally, but we'll probably be back another week. Now, this is kind of like, they have this thing now in the official account where they kind of have, brand representatives, like ambassadors, I guess. So they have like a female blader team and a male blader team. And usually they'll have like videos where they're pitted up against each other in like battle challenges, whatever, right? So for this one, this is where they kind of showcase you. So usually we get 2 types of showcases. This is the first type, the one where they do like the brand ambassador thing, kind of like the teams and whatever. I'm sure they have actual names, but I don't know them. And then after there's like the proper video in depth. But the bays do look pretty nice. It's very good to see them clear IRL. I know we did get images, obviously, so this is like more just the official ones that I know I can actually use. But DranBuster, every time I see DranBuster, it looks very big. I do think they do show a little bit of the weaknesses and the pros and cons for some of these bays, some of which we kind of already chatted on a little bit. I was going to have a close-up of the Hell's Hammer, but it's blurry. The Wizard one looks very, very nice. I don't know how you look at that and you think anything, like, I mean, maybe the gap. The only thing is maybe if the gap on it gets annoying or whatever, but... Oh, also, fun note. Damn it. I was going to prepare this, but I'm still trying to decide how it even works. But the app files, the construction of this is really weird. So, do you know how there's a little gear parts, you know, that holds like the sticker parts on the basic line stuff? And when you rotate the bit, that also rotates. So, based off of the files in the app, which is really weird, it's just a single piece that doesn't rotate. Which essentially now all the UX blades are going to be like how DranBuster S is. And if you're wondering what's the benefit if the gear part also rotates where it holds the sticker, where it goes like above. So the layering of this is like your protector, the metal is on top of the protector, then after the gear bits, you know, the plastic, you know, all that stuff, whatever. So less free spin on that. I'm not too keen on that idea. Just means they won't be traveling as maybe smoothly compared to regular stuff. It's not like a huge amount of a difference, but I did notice that. Someone also did point this out. I'm still confused just because of how the files are, but I think how they have the stickers, I think the stickers, all of them are actually cut off, by the way. So like if this is the sticker, there's actually just a section where it'll be like cut off there. Because I don't know. I'm not too sure how they actually. No. Wait. Haha. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. I see, this is why I needed to get the files in hand. Okay. I'm getting confused because of the plastic prongs. No. Okay, because that bottom piece that doesn't rotate, you're putting the sticker on top. Okay, forget what I just said about the sticker cutoff thing. Forget what I said. Sorry. It's because the app is constructed specifically how the files are. So it does just for the app display. Listen, my brain almost got fried for a second. I don't believe the stickers, they actually cut the stickers on the inserts. I believe it should be full. I'm pretty sure. Listen, let me double check. Let me try to double check the files to be sure. Or, no, yeah. Let me double check the files to be sure. It's either that or we just wait till we get it in hand. Because there's like one file where the thing, it's held on there, and then after the other one where it's on top. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Hell's Hammer. See, this is why we look at the side profile of bays, because otherwise you'd be making fun of metal fights. Oh, they're all round. Well, listen, the side profile matters quite a bit. Oh, Hell's Hammer is definitely my favorite. Well, it does look pretty nice IRL. DranBuster is a nice looking bait. True! Okay, now we're going to move on. What is this? Do you think? No, okay. Now this is like many weeks now. Your answer is no. So no more asking, please. And I'm saying this a little bit aggressive. There is no more battle. There's no battle pass in the West, okay? That shit's gone. Okay, I'll cover this because this is a question. It's fine, but you've been asking like almost every week. So okay, there's no. I almost swore for a second. There's no battle pass. Okay, that shit's gone. There's no battle pass in the West. Okay. Hasbro is not adapting the battle pass. I am 99% sure of that. 0 listings, 0 coverage. If they release any of these rare bays, like specifically Drake or whatever, it'll probably be in a set or something like that. They are not covering it. And I'm saying that just because I am so confident on this one thing because there is 0 listings. There's nothing, nada about anything of a battle pass, and it logically makes sense anyways. Because listen, the battle pass is essentially just you're just gotcha gambling. Okay, anyways, speaking of which, now Hell's Hammer is pretty cool when they actually showcased it. So basically with Hell's Hammer, there's 2 different types of attack. There is smash attack, which is basically like KO attack essentially when you're pushing forward, and there is force smash. So that's basically when it's like a hammer, right? You're just hitting it down. So I will get actually a good graphic that can actually help illustrate this because they compared it to Shark Edge just so you can get an idea. Okay. So, Shark Edge has 2 different types of attack. There is the smash attack, which is just the straight part of it when it smacks you. And then after, you see those little curves on the shark thing? Okay. And then that's the upper attack because it's a curve, right? It's basically getting scooped. Now, Hammer is almost the reverse for how they do this because it's basically just pushing all the way down. So, it's kind of interesting when you think about it because one bay is essentially trying to hit you down and the other bay is trying to hit you up. So I think it'd be pretty interesting to see what would happen in a battle between those 2 actually. And also you see Hexa, which Hexa we'll get to. No, there's no rubber on it. This is not burst era, my friend. Okay, actually, yes, this is a proper one to actually address. So if you're wondering the difference between UX and BX, so basic line has the metal prongs, UX, it has the plastic prongs, and the metal is pushed more outwards. So technically, all of them technically have outwards weight distribution, but that's not like the literal main gimmick for each blade. Wizard Rod, its gimmick is specialized in the outwards weight distribution, specifically towards stamina. Hell's Hammer, it's supposed to hit you like a hammer. And DranBuster, it's specialized in like a one-hit kill, like a KO, essentially that. Okay, that was actually a pretty good question to address there. So they showed it, and keep in mind with these battles, anytime you see a showcase, I guess maybe accepting content like this, like obviously Takeru Tomy has to rig this towards the new release, right? Obviously. So essentially what I see in the battles, that it does do a pretty hard hit, but that one I flipped over Shark, which I thought was funny. But in particular, I'm going to skip there for a second. What you will notice, Hexa has no stamina. Hexa has no stamina at all. Now, what I think Hexa is supposed to do is probably this will be the closest thing to maybe an actual defense bit. And the reason why I say this is because High Needle is defense, but the issue with defense in general, it's either the KO resistance or the burst resistance. High Needle's issue is the burst resistance. And the KO resistance is okay, but we definitely need something that's at least somewhat more consistent. Even Gear Needle, if you see the Sphinx Cowl thing, I have like a whole... I usually update a tier list every single time on the Twitter, but someone asked us to put in a video, so it's at the end of the Sphinx Cowl video when you skip on the final thoughts section. But, I mean, the hammer thing, it looks like it hits. But again, also keep in mind that they're very smart to pick Shark, because Shark is nuke or die. Like, it'll literally just... It'll nuke a bay, or it will die. So that one, I was kind of iffy on. Now, when we get to actually Wizard Rod, now, they don't showcase it in battle, which really annoys me. Instead, they just show, one thing that is nice is a little comparison between the actual Wizard. I don't want to go on a broken record. It looks like a good shape for stamina. Only real issue probably will be the gap in bursting it, but if you tilt, we'll see. So they got all these bladers, and, oh, well, look at that. The live logo is covering that, I'm sorry. Well, hold on. There we go. 2 minutes and 56. I'm not even sure this is the longest time normally for a bait, whatever, but I don't know. They all launched the same bait, and it's just who got the fastest time. I will say, you know, it's nice content either way. Whenever it's a relevant release, it's nice to see this stuff. So DranBuster, this one's really high look at how much they contrasted this in this image here. It's so bright. Yeah, this looks a lot more normal. This looks a lot more like IRL, like this was used a little bit. This is actually an interesting challenge for DranBuster. They basically make it first stage is Wizard, second is Viper, and third is Wyvern Gale. It was actually a pretty good challenge. I actually want to try to do that with Drum, but the stamina challenge. Okay, where are we now? Okay, so with DranBuster, you essentially see this where it hits really hard, but the issue is the same thing I was already thinking. It's stamina. So you're going to see times where it'll obliterate or it'll die. And this was kind of what I already said, like similar to Shark. So I suspect that what's going to happen with DranBuster, and I can already do the predictions, is that there's going to be people who don't know how to launch the stock combo, most likely. And it's going to be something similar to Shark Edge, where Shark Edge will probably get some, oh, Shark Edge, I don't like Shark Edge because they have the stamina, blah, blah, blah. But it'll probably be the pure, it'll probably be even more than Shark. Even more, probably. Yeah, but it does kill all the bays really fast. I wanted to play a clip, but I also don't want to get claimed by Japan. Okay, so aside from that, what is this? Oh, yeah, this is very common in Japan. Go search Rod for like Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. For like it's a common thing associated with the thing. I don't care that the name isn't called Staff. Plus, they'll probably just save Staff for some future one. I don't know if they'll keep Rod, though, but if they do, I don't know. Like, Shark Edge's name change makes sense, and for reasons I'm not delving into, but yeah. Viper, we're standing against Buster. Yeah, it kind of tried to nuke it, but it failed really bad. Really bad, because it just tried to punch it, and then after it just like died in stamina. That's why you probably got to really focus on those specific hits. But I'm kind of wondering when we're gonna get the full video. I hope it's not the week when we get news. I hope it's just this coming Friday where we just see the video for the 3. They might as well. It's at the end of March, and they have to advertise the random select, which is supposed to be mid-May. So that means the video has to be actually Friday. Yeah, the video actually does have to be this Friday, because if the following week is going to be the random select and it's supposed to be mid-May, yeah, exactly. This is, yeah, okay, so that means we're going to get probably like the final predictions and stuff. Not too much else I can really comment on. I'm really just trying to see Disc Ball and maybe if they show us any side profile stuff. But aside from that, okay, what other updates do we kind of have? I've been very busy. I've been kind of dead for part of my break, so it wasn't really that much of a break. But I do have some nice news. I have been getting a lot of progress actually on the database that I'm working on. So the hardest part is out of the way, which is getting all the pictures, all the references, all that stuff done. The rest of it is just the infographics I want to do, weight, and then proofreading. And then after, maybe later on, the launchers and the small stuff I can do afterwards later. But before UX is my guarantee. You're not catching me saying this. Not again. Nice try. I did one misspeak, but not yet. I still find it hilarious that TT hasn't talked about Disc Bulb. Well, it's almost like the only tall part of the bay is the 70 ratchet and not the bit. Hey, we'll see. If it is, it is. I don't really care. It hasn't been said at all. The construction of it definitely is pretty weird, though. I will not lie to you there. When are you gonna make the Sphinx combo versus vid? Well, I'm still deciding. It should be this Saturday. Well, no, yeah, the 9th. Probably the 9th. Maybe. Because it might... 9th or the 16th. Because I have something planned that's pretty cool that I can't delve into, so... It's either that or the other one. Because afterwards, like, the gap for the UX stuff, I want to make sure it makes sense. Yeah, the bays definitely did hit hard. None of you, you're not going to make me misspeak again. You're not going to... Nice try there. For content, actually, You're gonna see some other Sphinx content. I want to do the Yggdrasil versus Persona video. That's very much gonna be tomorrow. And then after, for most of March, you're gonna see a mix of Burst and other X content. Probably whenever there's news and whatever, we'll have it for that. I'm just trying to pace myself properly for April, because April is gonna be crazy. Because April is all this. Because actually, April is the month where it's everything. Yeah, because think about it. Because in April, that's when everyone's going to be getting their UX stuff, me. So it's April 1st, all that week, whatever. Then after that, there's the news on the 14th, whatever. And then after, there's the 27th for whatever the release is. And then the 29th and 30th. So yeah, April's going to be filled. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Wow. Well, it's going to be a good month. Aside from that, if there's anything else on any topics, I don't mind to answer. Oh, well, I mean, whatever, that's your money for the investment, but I would probably say you should, you should have just waited for Hasbro to do it. Or just tried down the battle pass to see if you could win it. Hopefully hopefully DranBuster will be as OP as Well, I mean, Drawn Sword Mint was pretty good, but it wears pretty fast, so I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure on that. Probably it won't have the Excalibur problem, because the Excalibur problem is because it's triangle contact, not just. I have to explain this. Well, I mean, there's a whole big history explaining the whole thing on the wearing of the contact. When you think Beyblade, I don't know, bruh, we're on season 1. We're on season, I mean, isn't UX essentially a gimmick in itself? Because everything is all specialized to all that stuff. I mean, even, like, there's a disc on the ball bits, there's gear ratios, like, what more do you want? What more can they do? What more can they do? After the Hasbro release, we might be looking at peak. Well, I want to see this verified stuff, because it's a lot of chirping, but until I see images or proof or anything like that, I am neutral. Even the discussion with Yuzuma, we were just neutral. Oh my god, Jesus, man. Okay, well, my answer to this is that, and this is a cop-out answer, but the wear problem of Beyblade X is overblown. If you want to see a video discussion, if there's Beyblade X Wear Zankcast, there's one with Cake and Yuzuma where we go over for 1 hour what wear actually is, what are the factors of wear, does Beyblade X have an issue at that time, and nothing has pretty much changed at all. The only thing that actually has changed is that TT has updated molds actually on the ratchet stuff, whatever. Obviously, tiny little chips, whatever, some stuff is obviously will be unavoidable. So if you're wondering that, there you go. What do you think of the Hell's Base? So, I mean, each one has been really meta, so it's not like we're going to go down from there. No, if there's any news, I would have reported on it. If there's any news that's, like, 100% verified, I would have probably reported on it. Okay, so aside from that, if there's nothing else, there's nothing, I'm giving the last one a chance. Oh, here you go. Hoping and praying we get releases of those remakes with printing instead of stickers. No, wait, is this showing? Oh, no, okay, I just wasn't looking. It's probably gonna be stickers. I hate stickers. Do you think there's a chance? No, I don't think Hasbro's gonna do anything of the sort where they're gonna nuke it. And keep in mind, a lot of us, Hasbro, whatever I report on the video is how much we know. So unless the stream is titled New Hasbro News, then it'll be something else. Because probably next week, I'll just be recapping all the Hasbro stuff unless we get actual topics. Because we don't really got anything, actually. I'm just double checking. If you could bring any Bay back from the previous generations for an X-Over project, what Bay would you bring back? I feel like I kind of already got what I want. I mean, for the Plastic Gen, Burning Cerberus, Flame/Thunder Pegasus, Metal Fight, anything that's not a Pegasus or an Eldra, I'll take Lacerda. I'll take Lacerda at this point. I'm really excited for 980. Oh, by the way, the No, I already mentioned, yeah, the testing channel. We already got the sync stuff. So, see, I'm pretty caught up on the stuff. The only thing I have left over is the stupid site database to finish, and then after the tournament stuff. And then I'm caught up on everything for all my work. And then I can finally work on real stuff, like projects that actually I'm not stuck on that I still need to complete. When drawn, yeah. Well, okay, if you're asking for testing stuff, testing is whatever the testing channel I decide to do. This is not like a I mean, I think we have members or stuff like that, so I think there are technically requests in that regard, but yeah, aside from that. Okay, I don't want to exhaust the topic any further, so I'll go over a quick little recap just so we're all caught up on speed. DranBuster looks pretty tough. Weakness seems to be its stamina. But strengths are its explosive nature. Is this really cut off? Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, there you go. Hell's Hammer has a unique form of smash attack and force smash, which is pretty epic. And Wizard Rod looks good for stamina. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, and lastly, I don't want to talk about the Drigger S. Do we want to say anything about Drigger S before we end on... Sorry. Any Drigger S fans out there that want to say their piece before we end off for this week? Because otherwise, that's about it. Do you think the UX Trendy Wizard will be a night variant? I hope we don't get it. I hope we don't get a night variant, and I'll say why. I don't want another Persona taking up another slot for Season 1. I want more variety. And anyways, like, dude, Night Lance sells the weakest in Japan. I don't think they're gonna do another Night Bay. I doubt they'll do another night. If they do, I'll be surprised. I've never... Okay, next one. Next one is pretty awkwardly from what I've seen in the showcase. It acts like Point. Well, it's kind of more like Quake. Kind of Quake. Do you miss the gimmick-capable layers of burst like the Halo? Not really. I feel like when you do 7 years of burst, like whatever burst got to accomplish, that's because it's plastic for the stuff. So in X, you're obviously going to sacrifice because it's metal. You're not going to have the Halo, the barrier. You're not going to have those things, and I think that's fine. The reason why I like X is because of its unique thing for this generation, right? So, I feel, you know what I mean? It's like Plastic Gen, they have like the engine gears, it's like, appreciate what that gen got to accomplish, and it's okay if they don't do the same thing. And it's nice also to see new takes on the stuff. So, for an example, how do they handle flat bits, disc bits, you know what I mean, that type of stuff. Okay, I thought you were trolling. Okay, it's okay, my friend. It's the first generation. It's the first generation. Okay, well, aside from that, I feel, we've pretty much covered all topics we need to. So next week, what are we looking forward to? A recap on all the Hasbro news and all that stuff. Yeah, and if any other news comes out. So hopefully the other UX news comes out so I can put Hell's Hammer in a thumbnail. It's not just DranBuster, because Hell's Hammer... I really just want to see more of Hell's Hammer. I mean, no, actually, I want a Wizard too, because Wizard we've seen nothing. Okay, actually, wait. The final thing before we leave off. Mallbays.com. There's still a Wizard and a Hell's Hammer left on our shop, so if you want to check it out, you can. Also, we got a lot of stuff on clearance. A Drawn Sword, a Rhino Horde, I think even a Leon Claw. Hey, check it out, because it helps support the channel. So, if you can, awesome. If you can't, fair enough. Okay. Now I'm going to be setting up for when I die in the explosion. Okay. Going back to me now. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that's how we're ending it off. Me reading that. Alright, that's how... that's how we're going to be ending off for this week. So take care and bye. Have a fantastic Sunday, everyone.